Hello, my name is Elina Jian Kemalasari, name 1X081385. Okay, on this occasion I had the part to present the meaning of fetishism. Fetishism is a disorder where a person experiences sexual attraction or sexual stimulation when he sees inanimate objects around him. Fetishism is a form of paraphilia, which means an act that deviates from the normal sexual habits. Usually, fetishism occurs in men who are aroused when they see women's underwear and other objects commonly owned by women. Fetishism sufferers can still have sexual intercourse normally as usual, but he must need any inanimate object, especially those mentioned earlier, must be there for him to experience the arousal phase. Fetishism sufferers find it difficult to control their sexual appetite from inanimate objects. Okay, thank you.
Okay, well, I will continue the discussion from my friend. I will explain about the causes of this fetish myself. When talking about causal factors, the exact causes of the fetish is not known until now. However, from several sources that I have read, there are several factors that causes this talisman. The first that this talisman occurs and develops along with experiences that occur in childhood. To be precise, when an object is in the form of strong sexual arousal. Okay, for example, when someone in the past has seen another person who shows deviant sexual behaviors, then what is recorded until that person becomes an adult. However, during adolescent puberty, someone has ever recognized pleasurable non-sexual objects. Uh, Perhaps that person will immediately associate them with sexual fantasies, which then become a necessity over time. And secondly, in some cases, it was also found that this fetish can also occur as a result of a man's doubt of this masculinity, or even the fear of getting and humiliating from the opposite sex.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Vera Bella, and this time I will explain how to handle fetish. Fetish can be handled in twice. First, by doing cognitive behavioral therapy or CBT. The intensity and frequency of sexual desire and behavioral in fetish disorder tend to fluctuate throughout a person's life. As a result, effective treatment is usually long-term. Although the DSM-5 does not recommend specific treatment, successful approaches include some form of therapy as well as medication therapy. or such as SSRI or androgen suppression therapy. Some prescription drugs can help reduce compulsive dog-related or fatal disorder. This helps patients concentrate counseling with less distractions. For example, of hormonal treatment available include estrogen and testosterone. Lowering drugs known as anti-androgens. Several studies have shown that cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, can be effective in treating people with sexual disorder or fetish. CBT can be used when the therapist helps the patient find the causes of behavior and then teaches the patient skill to regulate sexual arousal in a more adaptive way. This can improve aversion therapy and various types of desensitization in which the patient imagines himself in the situation and experience. Negative event therapy, decreasing the future desire to participate in fetish activities. Sometimes the therapy will work with the patient gradually to eliminate the response to object causing sexual stimulation. This can help reduce or eliminate sexual feeling toward object as a whole. The second way is dark therapy. More evidence suggests that combining drug therapy with cognitive behavioral therapy is effective. A class of drugs known as anti-androgen can drastically lower testosterone level temporarily and have been used in conjunction with other forms of treatment for fatal disorders. This drug decreases the sex drive in men and so can decreases the frequency of image that increase sexual arousal. In the case of a person with fetish disorder, which has the potential to cause decreased erection frequency, sexual fantasies, and imitation of sexual behavior, including masturbation and sexual intercourse. Hormones are usually used in conjunction with cognitive behavioral therapy. Antidepressants such as fluoxetine may decrease sex drive but have not shown a reduction in sexual fantasies as effectively. Sexual fantasies and erections usually return about 2 to 4 weeks after the anti-androgens are gradually reduced. Although in some men this can take longer until the effect can be completely resolved. Thank you.
Hello everyone. My name is Govinda Kinayungan Balkan and my NIM 1808105. In this occasion, I will to tell you about fetish based on the diagnostic criteria for fetish as found in the DSM-5 are follow 1. Within at least 6 months, the person has had sexual repetitive, intensive sexual fantasies or behavior. Number 2, fantasy, sexual drive or behavior causes significant distress or interferes with social functioning, work or personal life. And number 3, fetish objects are not part or thing designed for sexual need from the start. And next, diagnostic guideline for fetish. On this one disease, the object is non-living object. Object non-living will generate enthusiasm and a stimulus for sexual desire and satisfaction. Object fetish in existence of the human body, for example, clothes and shoes. And then the diagnosis can be made when the fetish object is indeed the primary source of sexual stimulation or for satisfactory sexual response. And then number 3, fetishistic fantasies are prevalent do not become a nuisance unless the leader or ritual A ritual so compelling and undue that interferes with sexual relation and cause suffering to the individual. And the last fetish is confined to men only. Okay, this is my presentation. Thank you.
Hello guys, my name is Wilhelmus Dwindrawan. I will describe the types of fetish. If we talk about fetish, there are many types of them. First, role playing. The meaning is the role playing in sexual fantasies with a partner, whether only occasionally or frequently. For example, if you have a fantasy related to the medical world, you can dress your partner as a doctor. And then sensation play can lead to activities based on accepting or withholding different stimuli. For example, one might close their partner's eyes to get rid of their sense of sight, or they might pull on a scalp along their skin, or you can also use the feathers to tickle your partner. Next type of fetish is foot fetish. A person who has a foot fetish has the desire to do activities such as massaging, kissing, and inhaling foot odors. Foot fetish is the most common type of the fetish. And then catoptrophilia, fetishism in which a person is passionate about sexual activity performed in front of a mirror, seeing himself and his partner whose appearance is reflected in the mirror can spark arousal. The next, word fetish, bestiality. Even though the name is less familiar, but surely you have heard cases of people having sex fantasies with animals. This condition describes how people have sex arousal when they see animals. In fact, people who have a fetish like this do not hesitate to have direct sex with animals they like.
Will hurt. I will continue the question from my friend, namely about the type of fetish. Number 6, portalins. Portalins is a sexual interest with a focus on specific part of the body. This can be any part of the body, such as the heart, breast. The most common form of portalins is pedophilia, in which a person becomes sexually aroused by feet. Portalins is classified as a type of paraphilia or paraphilic disorder. Paraphilia is offers sexual arousal to object, situation, or target that are considered typical or not of the norm. Portalins being considered a paraphilia is somewhat controversial and almost debate topic among health professionals. Portalins as type of paraphilia that is more of an interest or sexual preference the or paraphilia disorder and actually as the fault between consenting or drug. A medical diagnosis pedophilia is defined as psychiatric disorder in adults or adolescents who have standard adulthood. Individual with 18 or older, usually with sexual interest or exclusive in province children 16 years and younger although poverty may vary. According to the Diagnosis and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorder, pedophilia is paraphilia in which a person has a strong and a recurring relationship to sexual acts and fantasies about performances, children, and in which their feeling, nature, play a role and cause interpersonal duress or differential states. Number 8, algamatophilia. Algamatophilia is a sexual fetish and that-like status, not limited to status. It can also be dolls, mannequin, or other similar object. Algamophilia is related to experience a great deal of sexual desire for this object and to obtain sexual satisfaction by dealing with non-human objects that have a human shape. That's not what makes an algomophilia scary. one of the great fantasies on this species support restoring himself or another person into an dolls and pairing with it and vice versa, turning the doll into a living object to have sex with him. Number 9, autogenitalia. Autogenitalia is the defined as male tendency to become sexually aroused by thinking of himself as a woman. Is a paraphilia that is theorized to be the basic of transvestites and some form of male to female transsexualism, autogenitalia. Sexually or with cross-dress, stylish, and cross-gender experience that do not involve the woman on water. The concept of autogenitalia defines a typology transsexualism and offers a theory of motivation for one type of transsexualism. Autogenitalia resembles sexual orientation involving element of indulgence and attachment and erotic desire exhibitions. Number 10. Exhibitionism is an attempt to unexpectedly expose the sexual organ to other. This sexual disorder is included mental disorder which are classified and paraphilia. It is an obsession with sexual activity and person to become an exhibitionist is not convict certainty and there is also biological explanation with someone can become exhibitionist, namely the excess of the hormone testosterone so that someone explores sexual deviation.
Action. Long time ago, there was a fetish case committed by students of the Indonesian Literature University. The student is named Gilang. Gilang's action was only revealed after a victim with the initials MF revealed it to the public. MF recently realized it was harassment because intellectual Gilang asked for help for academic research. The two of them also communicated via WhatsApp. Gilang then explained that MF was asked to wrap itself with the tape and jari cloth. Gilang admitted that we wanted to know the reaction used by his research had refused, but the victim finally complied with Gilang's wishes. With the help of a friend, MF was wrapped in the duct tape so that his eyes and mouth were closed. After that, his body was then wrapped in fingers tightly. The document wrapping process led their house. The photos and videos were then sent to Gilang under the pretext of a research report. Instead of giving thanks or apologizing, Gilang sent a tempting message to MF.